To get some thoughts on what can get done in Washington and how, we turn to John Harwood. He sat down with the president's budget director, Mick Mulvaney, to find out where Washington stands on issues all Americans care about, such as health care and tax reform.
Washington's still wondering what comes next after the Republican failure on health care. President Trump's budget director, Mick Mulvaney, has a simple answer. The White House is taking charge on tax reform and other top issues.
Here's the message across the board from the health care, the fact we've not been able to pass health care yet, which is I think you're going to see the White House take more leadership on the issues, on tax reform, on infrastructure, on funding. You're going to see a much more policy assertive White House going forward.
That's going to slow down tax reform, right? Because the House had been preparing to move their bill. Now they're waiting to hear from you. That's going to slow them down.
Well, the House can go and do what they want to do. We're going to formulate our own policies.
We should not assume that the plan that you put forward is going to resemble the House tax plan.
I think it's too early to say.
Because in the beginning of the year, they assumed that you were going to sign on to their bill. Now it seems like that's not happening.
Again, I think you're going to see the White House have its own tax policy. Haven't gotten there yet. We're working still on those goals and principles, looking at different modules. You can plug in, this rate or this deduction or that deduction, this concept. But at the end of that process, you will have a White House, Donald Trump tax plan that we are going to take down to the Hill and try and sell.
Will it be corporate tax reform only, or will it be individual as well?
No, you can't. We're going to fix the tax system in this country, and that means corporate, that means pass-through S corporations, that means dealing with deductions, that means individuals, that means everything. We are shooting. It's a go big or go home type of attitude.
Of course, the bigger a tax reform bill gets, the harder it is to pass. The Republican goal of completing tax reform by August is already out of the question. But Budget Director Mulvaney offers one concession to make the process easier. He says he doesn't care if tax reform adds to the deficit. For Nightly Business Report, I'm John Harwood in Washington.